In the art of war, two of the most crucial elements to success are surprise and a good bit of psychological warfare. And right now, Kamala Harris has both on her side.
Here's a 78-year-old billionaire who has not stopped whining about his problems.
Oh, she had a big crowd. Oh, the crowd.
This weird obsession with crowd sizes. It just goes on and on and on. America's ready for a new chapter. We are ready for a President Kamala Harris.
I'm Kamala Harris, and I approve this message.
Because she and her campaign have brought in the cavalry ahead of tonight's debate, looking like Gandalf on the first light of the fifth day.
Go hit him!
Dropping a barrage of brutal bombshell advertisements right ahead of her battle with Trump in Philadelphia, with one just outside of the debate arena that Trump will definitely see and will surely get under his thin orange skin. And if Trump had the shame or humility to be humiliated, these ads would certainly do the trick, but we all know he lacks the humanity to feel emotions other than rage, so the knowledge that these ads are gonna piss him off to high hell will have to suffice. And before we get to by far the funniest one that I mentioned earlier, let's start with the most pertinent to Trump's performance on the debate stage tonight.
His lies never stop.
$35 insulin. You know who did that? I did that.
Obviously not true. Here's Joe Biden signing that piece of legislation.
During my 4 years, I had the best environmental numbers.
Trump rolled back environmental protections and dismissed climate change.
Project 25. I don't know anything about it.
Donald Trump has been at our organization. He's blessed it. He's very supportive of what we do.
I'm a better looking person. Roe v. Wade back to the States. No inflation. I did nothing wrong.
Here's the truth. Donald Trump has been and always will be a liar.
Yeah, those fact checkers will be working overtime tonight, as Tiny Fingers will inevitably be spewing a bigger load of verbal diarrhea than he did actual diarrhea at his hush money trial.
And what I'm hearing is that, take it for what it's worth, but that Donald Trump is actually farting in the courtroom, and that it's very stinky around him. It's a putrid odor in the courtroom, and that Trump's lawyers are like repulsed by the scent and the smell.
And while Donald Trump may have a powerful bioweapon at his side, or rather at his behind, he is a clear loser when it comes to the actual issues.
Let's look at the issues here. I mean, abortion, you talk about that issue. Donald Trump has been on every side of the abortion issue in the past month. He's even switched his opinion on the amendment in Florida. Look at the border. Donald Trump has no credibility in the border issue because he was the one who killed the border deal, and border crossings are lower now than they were when he left office. He can't talk about crime because, you know what? He's a convicted felon, and crime went up when he was president and went down under Biden.
And not only is he a convicted felon, failed businessman, and serial adulterer facing off against a former senator, current vice president, and former federal prosecutor, but he's also up against a real human being with great credentials and an even better sense of humor. Because y'all, take a look at this ad that is running right outside the venue for tonight's debate in Philadelphia right now. I could not think of a better way to degrade the giant orange turd than with a Crowd Size Matters banner ad playing all along the street corners, comparing Kamala and Trump's respective crowd sizes to the size of pretzels. I mean, remember how badly Marco Rubio got to him with a similar comparison?
He's always calling me Little Marco. And I'll admit, the guy, he's taller than me, he's like 6'2", which is why I don't understand why his hands are the size of someone who's 5'2".
Hit my hands. Nobody has ever hit my hands. I've never heard of this one. Look at those hands. Are they small hands? And he referred to my hands. If they're small, something else must be small. I guarantee you there's no problem. I guarantee it.
Which again is just yet another lie, as confirmed by a person who Trump got to see his little member the only way he knows how, by paying her.
Well, in your book, you go into graphic detail about his physical attributes.
Or lack of.
You described his penis as smaller than average, but not freakishly small.
Right.
But you also said that he has a very unusual penis, like a huge mushroom head,
yes,
like a toadstool. And you said in the book, I lay there annoyed that I was getting f***ed by a guy with Yeti pubes and a dick like the mushroom character in Mario Kart.
Yeah.
Oh No, not the toad. Boy, he better hope the dick jokes don't disrupt his debate performance the same way it did in that instance.
You said it may have been the least impressive sex I've ever had, but clearly he didn't share that opinion.
Correct.
And he, as someone who's doing and understands fully the implication of STDs.
I told you, I blacked out and he was already in there.
Oh, right. If he can't have his way, he'll just force himself in there and try to overpower her. What do they call those again?
Come here, kid! I'm gonna tie you to the radiator and rape you!
Okay.
What?
I'm going to rape you! No, that's what it sounds like he's saying. I love it. Really?
Are you back on this thing again?
Why was he gonna tie them to a radiator?
That's how he grapes people. That's what he does.
No!
He's the grapist.
And while Kamala and her team are prepping for the debate to talk about the real issues and bombarding Trump with ads about his lack of manhood, Don Jr. is posting crap like this. AI-generated memes about a disgusting conspiracy theory culture war lie about Haitian immigrants eating people's pets. Nothing like some good old pre-debate xenophobia to really get the blood flowing. Though Trump would be better off with Viagra, but his Truth Social posts weren't much better. Here's what he was doing for debate prep, posting this ridiculous AI-generated meme to his Truth Social page. Cool. And I can't even show you the whole thing because of copyright, but I'll link to the stupid video down below. But frankly, folks, can you blame him? I mean, the way he has no real wins on any substantive policy issues, he must be looking for any excuse to get his mind off how Kamala will sweep the floor with him in mere hours.
He can't talk about defense because you know why? Because he wouldn't defend America on January 6th. He can't talk about the economy because we lost 2.7 million jobs when Donald Trump was president, and we gained 15.6 million jobs with Joe Biden and Kamala Harris. So on every single issue, don't even talk about family values because this is a guy who slept with a porn star and paid hush money to do so. I mean, this guy has no credibility for all the issues that Republicans said they believed in for decades. He is the epitome of the antithesis of what they said they believed in.
And if you think that's bad, I promise it gets so much worse. Because even Fox News couldn't talk about Trump's policy record or propositions and make them coherent. Here's an actual clip from Fox this week where they tried and failed to put his views on childcare into any kind of coherent explanation.
Perhaps some of those things like Mike Rowe talks about, those tough jobs that are paying a lot of money. Harris, free universal preschool for 4-year-olds. President Trump asked about it last week. Look, a lot of people on the conservative side say the federal government has no need to get involved in this. He did say last week that he would use tariffs to offset those child care costs.
Right, the federal government has no right getting into taking care of your children. Their role is to force you to have them. And really, that's your excuse for making this crap that Trump pulled out of Economics for Dummies seem like a coherent policy stance? Give me a break, Fox. And on top of that, here are what some Gen Z voters in Pennsylvania said when they were asked what words came to mind when they thought of Donald Trump.
Knowing what you know about these candidates heading into that debate, what comes to mind when you think of Donald Trump?
I would say unqualified, unprepared.
I would say ignorant. Highly influential, but disingenuous.
Selfish and arrogant.
That is exactly the type of energy that Donald Trump will bring into this debate tonight that will lose it for him. Ignorance, arrogance, all around small energy. Thanks for watching, folks. For Really American, I'm Kenny Hesse, and I'll see you all in the next one.